Hi everyone, Charan Pokpan, Cpin this morning. So looking at the sales first of all, they had a sales decline in the first quarter, which was below our forecast. But if we look at the details, we can see that the feed, the large feed, is the upstream is down, and that's true for all the upstream. But the downstream processed chicken is up 25%. So the growth is at the consumer level, very strong consumer demand out there. So we're going to predict that the sales will recover from the second quarter and grow by 7% over the next 12 months. And then in the cash flow, this is the average, that's the total for the last 5 years. So an average of about 1.7 a year. Last 12 months is 1.8, and you can see they've had a decline from this peak of 3.4. So now the cash flow is coming up quite strongly again. The investment spending is starting to come down a bit. So with our sales growth and lower investment, we see the cash flow rising again, back above 2 trillion. And in the balance sheet, there's been net debt all the way. It was almost 7.5 trillion back in 2015. That's come down to just over 2 trillion. And that's including paying out some quite big dividends. So we forecast that they will pay out, there it is, at 45% rate, so 1.6 trillion in the next 12 months, but that the net debt will still come down to 1.6 trillion. In profit, they've had a very steady cost, so the cash cost ratio, cash cost being the depreciation added back to the net profit minus the sales and then divided by the sales. The average is 92%, and the average in the last 12 months is 92%. So we use the same cost ratio, absolutely flat, and we get profit growth of slightly higher, 8.5%. So in terms of valuation, that's our free cash flow, 2.1 trillion, 1.6% valuation. We give a pretty modest discount, 10%, because the payout is pretty high, so they're paying out almost all the free cash flow, and that gives a target price of 7,447, which looks like that. Okay, next up is Astrographia. See you then.